Today we are going to discuss about the logical operators. What are the logical operators? We have three type of logical operators: or, and, or not, because they are called the logical operators. They can be applied the values of any type. How? Let me show you how your or and not works. For suppose if you have or, you have your or, you have your not, and you have your and sign. How they work? So you can use this is also or, and this is not, and this is your and, two time and. So okay, for suppose if you have two conditions, in the if statements you have your single condition goes here. For suppose if you have two conditions, one conditions and your second conditions, and second condition, what happens? So how or works? Your statement, first S means first statement. If it's a true, if your first statement return true and your second statements also return true, that means it's a true. Okay. Yes. If you have first statement false and your second statement true, then definitely it's true. Okay. If you have first statement false, second statement false, that means it's a false. And if your first statement true, second statement false, that means it's a true sign. We will discuss about this, but for now you have only single instruction is true. This is the first statement, and you have second statement true, it's written true. In this way the or sign works. So this is the or sign, or this is the or logical operator. Okay, so now I'm saying and. How and works? You always have both conditions true. So for suppose if you have condition 1, it's true, and you have condition 2, second conditions true, so that means it's always works, it's a true sign. And if you have first statements is false, second statement true, that means it returns false. Okay, if you have first statement true and the second statement false, it returns the false. That means you always have both conditions true. And how your not statement works: if you have a true first statement true and you are using not sign, that means you are converting your statement from true to false, so it will return the false. If you have first statement false and you are using the not sign, that means you are converting your statement from false to true. So in this way your logical operators work. So let me show you how it works. For suppose I'm going to show you. I'm saying var x equals to 10. Now I'm saying if the block of code, I'm saying if x less than equals to, less than 90 and or x greater than 90, or I'm saying 100, execute this block of code, I'm saying alert if working, otherwise I'm saying else working, else. So now go to your page, refresh the page. So now you can see it's saying if working, because this condition returns the true, and you have a or logical operators, and this conditions return false. The rule is you always have a single statement true and only single statement true. So definitely it works. If I'm saying that this is true and this is also true, so definitely, sorry, this is 10 greater than, for suppose 1, so this is also true. Refresh the page, it's working fine because both statements has true. Okay, so now if I'm saying this is the false conditions, for suppose 0, because 10 not less than 0, so this conditions return false, and this condition is still returning true. Go to your page, refresh the page, if working. If I'm saying that 100, that means both conditions return false. So in this case your else works. Why? Because you are returning the false here and you are returning also the false here. Go to your page, refresh the page. So now as you can see it's saying else working. So this is the or logical operator. If you are using and logical operator, that means you both have a true value to execute your if block, otherwise it's already execute your x block. So now as you can see this is the false, this statement return the false, and also this statement return the false. Go to your page, refresh the page, it's saying else working. And if you are saying that you have 9 less than 3, this is the true value and this is a false value. Go to your page, refresh the page. Now as you can see it's saying else working. Why? Because you have one statement is true but you have second statement is false. If I'm saying this is greater than 1 and you have both statement to true, so x is here. So in this case it's automatically execute this block of code, which is if. Refresh the page, oh sorry, go to your page, refresh the page. Now why? Because x less than 10, okay fine, and x greater than 1, because 10 is not less than 9. If I'm saying 10 less than 90, so great. Okay, so now as you can see it's saying fine because it's returned the truth here and it's also returning the false here. Okay, so now what about the not sign? If I'm saying this is returning the true. If I'm saying false, I'm using not sign. Go to your page, refresh the page. So now as you can refresh the page, now as you can see it's returning 10 less than equals to 10. If I'm saying okay not equals to, or suppose if you are using equals to sign, don't worry about this. If you have a equal sign, that means you are checking the equality, it's saying fine. If you are using not equals to, so as you can see it's saying okay, because this 10 equals to 10 and you are using not sign, so that's why it's converting the true into false. So in this way your logical operators works. So I think this is enough for today. In the next lecture we are going to cover some other topics. So thank you for watching.